Hello and welcome to League of Legends. I am Demon Monkey, as you can see right here, and we're going to be playing League of Legends today, which is something new. It's not something I normally do, but I think you all will enjoy this, and I'm going to be doing sort of a thing that explains sort of what League of Legends is and what it's all about. So, first of all, right now this is going to be highlighting the 5v5 mode on Summoner's Rift, which is the most common most common thing that's played in League of Legends. So keep that in mind. I am playing Graves, for those of you who know the game. Anyway, here we have our shop. We can go and we can buy anything we need. I already bought my starting items. And then here you have your Nexus. Now your whole goal is to keep this Nexus alive while killing the enemy's Nexus right here. And this is the enemy side. And this is a 5v5 game. It's much larger than StarCraft. Anyway, there's 3 lanes. We have this mid lane, which has 3 whole turrets in it, and then you have the 2 turrets defending the Nexus, and then we have the bot lane, which also has 3 turrets, and then you have the top lane, which also has 3 turrets. Now I know this is probably going a little fast, but that's because I have to, because we have to help leash this blue. Now I'm going to be playing while trying to explain this game to you. So first of all, what is League of Legends? League of Legends is a MOBA game. It's a multiplayer online battle arena. And it can be either like this, or there's some of them that are like Smite, in which it is a first-person view instead of like this one is. So we're gonna go ahead and back away after releasing that and go ahead and head to our lane. Now we are a bot lane, and just like in StarCraft, there is metagames. So, for example, the metagame of, say, a Terran is, you know, getting a bunch of Marine and Marauder if you follow StarCraft. Well, the metagame of League of Legends is somewhat like that, but it is more more intense. Oh my gosh, we're taking a ton of damage here at the start of the game. But it is it's kind of so the metagame is you have an AD carry and a support bot lane, in which the AD carry is usually a ranged, very squishy champion. Squishy referring to the amount of health that they have, and the enemy they're getting the first blood. That's never good. Wow, this Misfortune is really good.
They picked the
so that is the goal of the bot lane right there. And right now I am playing in AD carry, and Tarek right here is my support.
easy partner.
And we're getting beaten, kind of, not necessarily beaten, but we're taking a lot of damage. And that does make sense because they have a very aggressive lane. And then in the mid lane, you normally have a caster, a mage, so to say, type character, that they do a ton of burst damage, whereas AD carries do a ton of damage over time. So that is that. Now, League of Legends games are usually a lot longer than StarCraft games, unless you are at the lower level of play. Games are not as long in that way. It's kind of like if you're in Bronze League, games are shorter because you're not macroing as heavily. You're not, you know, exchanging armies like you are in high-level games of StarCraft. Now, the reason I'm relating everything to StarCraft, for those of you who don't know, my channel is primarily a StarCraft channel. So that is why I am doing that. So we're just gonna keep on farming up here. And then you have your top lane, and your top lane consists of bruisers, which are people who build somewhat tanky, but they still dish out a lot of damage. And they can usually dive down onto the carries, like me, and do a lot of damage. And I'm going to do a video showcasing each role, whether it be, you know, AD carry, mid, or top, you know, showcasing sort of the overall plans of those. But now one thing that's really huge about League of Legends is getting gold. Gold is the most important thing. It helps you buy items. My gold, it's in the bottom left corner. For me, I know a lot of you have reversed from what I have, because a lot of when you start, your map is on the left-hand side, but I like it on the right-hand side. I think that's the way it is. I could be totally wrong though. I'm not actually sure. But, yeah. So League of Legends it's a simpler game than StarCraft. It's not as a high level of skill cap to understand it and be good at it. And so that's why it is primarily played. It's also free, which is another thing that's great. You know, people love it for it's free. There is ways you can get cool things, cool features for paying money. So just gonna keep farming here. Now, then you have your junglers. Now, junglers I haven't talked about much. They're primarily a tankier character also, but they don't necessarily have to be, and they can sustain very well throughout the jungle, and they gank lanes, and that's what turns the tide of battle for a lane.
Easy, partner.
Now, how League of Legends games usually go, that is a whole nother story. You have the early game where all the lanes are farming up just like we have here. You're seeing this right here, early game. We're only 6 minutes in. That is essentially that is essentially the early game, and then you have the mid game in which a lot more team fights begin to happen. Team fights being when you have all 5 members of the team grouping up and going against all 5 members of the other team, or all 4 members, whatever that, however many members might be present at the current time. And then into the late game you have more and more team fights. However, as people start to finish up their builds and get better, dish out more damage, get to a higher level, the team fights are really major and huge. Now I have to go back here because I'm extremely low on health, but I don't want to go back until I necessarily have to.
Has been slain.
So apparently our Fizz is feeding, which is it's never a good thing to feed, and that's something newer players I think should learn pretty early on, is never to feed. Now I don't think we're gonna win this game, but that's okay. We don't necessarily have to win, even though, you know, winning is always great. But our top lane isn't doing too hot. Our mid lane's getting dominated as the Fizz is feeding. Pantheon did get a kill there. Our jungler is not doing too hot, 1 and 2, and we are kind of getting destroyed down here. So all those factors add together, in which their team is so far better in the mid game. We do have a strong late game team though, if we can get there. And they're going to have a huge lead going into the mid-game as we get through here. Anyway, let's talk more about the champions. I believe there are a total of like 120 champions now. It's insane. They release a new champion about every month. It used to be every 2 weeks, and sometimes it is probably that, but so far it has been every month or so that I've seen, as they started to put a lot more work into the individual champions that they release. And but you have a whole lot of variety of choices, and each person fulfills a different role. So that is important to keep a note of there. Just keep on farming.
Easy, partner.
All right, and so each of these champions have 4 different abilities. I'm going to talk a little bit about Graves here, as he is my probably my number one probably not most played, but one of my favorite AD carries, favorite champions that I do play. Does she have a BF sword? Yes, she does. Not good.
Always trouble.
And she will deal out a lot more damage than I will. Anyhow, so Graves has 4 abilities. One, he has this spread type ability that shoots out in front of him like that, as you just witnessed. And then he has a blinding cloud, which I just used there. And then he also has a little dash that gives him a short little burst of attack speed. Oh, this is bad. This is what I meant about she would out damage me. Oh gosh. This is really Alright, so that is their jungler coming into gank like I said. However, it is interesting because it is under a turret. And we are getting sort of dominated this game. I wish we could have gotten a better first game to sort of showcase this game to you all, but you gotta go with what you gotta go with. And this is what it is. It always happens. You always lose. And part of the reason I think losing in League of Legends isn't as huge as losing in StarCraft. This is bad for Fizz. Is because the blame isn't all on you. If you lose in StarCraft, you made a mistake. You know what's wrong. It is your fault. But in League of Legends, there's other people to blame. Like I could easily go here and be like, oh well, our jungler sucks, our mid sucks, and our top sucks. So it makes sense we would lose this game. But so that's one thing that I do like. You sort of put the blame off of you onto other people. Come on, Zen, do something. Oh, I'm so dead. Dead, aren't I? Oh, no, I am not. Come at me, girl.
Let's settle the score.
Alright, so we did escape there, and Fizz should get this kill. There's no reason he shouldn't. There we go. Good job, Fizz. So, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so the blame isn't as heavily on you. As you can see, we are getting dominated pretty bad. 4-14 up at the top left corner, but it's not always the end of the world, just because that we will see how we progress into the late game and do as a team. But so far their team is pretty much dominating us, so that is something to keep in mind as we move forward into this game. Now,
an enemy has been slain.
This game is, like I said, it's a lot easier for people to get into, a lot of people to get better at than StarCraft. But it is still a really fun game to play. It's just sometimes it's really annoying when your teammates are terrible. It's one of those games where you really have to depend on your teammates to do really well if you want to win. And also on yourself to do well. And everyone has bad games, but it's a pretty great community. Actually, I would now say that it's actually a pretty terrible community, to be honest. But
I ain't got time to...
there are some good people in the community, so it's always good to try and help out a game like this, as there's so many people that play this. It's ridiculous, actually, how many people do play this game. But that is that. And games that are just like this is Dota 2. Actually, is extremely similar to this game. Dota 2 is just a lot harder. From what I've witnessed, it is much more difficult than this game. Now, if you're new to the game, here's one thing that I'll tell you. When I first started playing this game, I hated it. I completely hated it, and the only reason I kept playing it was because someone who was level 30 kept carrying me through it. Carrying me through games. So, that was pretty much why. Oh, we're getting dominated so hard. That Pantheon at mid. So fed. Alright. So they already took a turret off of us, and we're now to our second turret. Which you never want to be this far back.
Shut down.
I can't really do anything to their composition. Lulu just does too much harass, and Misfortune is just has the Bloodthirster. She's really far ahead of me in gold and in items. So that's always you're not always gonna win your lane. That's one thing. It's great if you are winning your lane, but sometimes you're gonna be like this and you're not going to win your lane. So That is that.
Let's settle the score.
Oh gosh, this Cho'Gath
Enemy has been slain.
did get a kill.
An ally has been slain.
Always
Killing
trouble.
spree.
Alright. But yes, it is a great game to get into. It is very fun, especially if you have friends to play it with you. It's not as fun when you're playing alone, but friends do make all the difference. Especially if your friends are decent at the game, it's always nice. Nice for that reason. Oh gosh. Oh, this is bad.
Been slain.
Well, yeah, that was really bad. Anyway, moving forward. Like I said, we're probably going to end up losing this game, but it is what it is. So, one thing that's important about this map, we have two major objectives. That's what you would call them, the objective. Of course, the objective is to always get turrets and kill the enemy nexus, as we see here. But you have two objectives. You have the dragon, which is right here, down all the way through here. And then you have Baron, which is a much harder objective. Now, both of them are somewhat like bosses, if you want to think about it like that. And both of them give you a lot of gold. However, Baron gives you a buff also, so it's something to keep in mind as we go here. Oh, we're doing terrible as a team and in general. Misfortune is dominating me, and the Pantheon's killing everything, everyone and everything. So. Eric, do you really want to do this game? Nope. No, we don't.
An
No.
ally has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Okay, so we did get the kill. He got a double kill. He's really good. We're probably going to end this match pretty soon, but this was just a sort of introduction thing to show you. I'm going to try and get it to where I don't necessarily have to be playing the games while talking. There are sometimes awkward pauses when I'm trying to actually kill people and focus. Oh gosh, the misfortune with the Bloodthirster and the BF sword. Oh gosh. So deadly. There's no way. I don't even have my Bloodthirster yet. I just have one BF sword. Anyway, we gave a valiant effort as a team, but it is pretty much over. I would consider it pretty much done for.
Into the line.
Oh my gosh, the damages. Yeah. Well, we're gonna try and surrender here in a second, but yeah. So definitely show this game to your friends. Tell them to check it out. I'm gonna have more in-depth videos about certain champions if you guys want to see that, or if you want to see more about just the maps in general. Or champion guides. Let me know, as I'm pretty decent at the game. Apparently not as good as this Misfortune, because she's dominating, or the Pantheon. But so this has been the pretty much introduction phase of the game. So now we're just gonna go into finishing this game. There is an extremely slight possibility we could still win, but probably not, as every single one of our lanes ended up losing. So probably not. Showing a little bit of aggression here. So it started off with our Fizz getting dominated, and then it just spread like a wildfire to everywhere else. Anyway, if you guys have League of Legends, go ahead and add me. DemonMonkey11 is my name here. I will keep doing StarCraft footage along with some more League of Legends footage. Tell me what you guys think about this. I definitely want to showcase more. Oh gosh.
Has been slain.
Partner.
Oh, this is bad. Please don't do anything stupid. Oh, he's gonna do stuff stupid. Yeah, get the kale. Just like Flash.
I got no time.
Rampage.
All right, Fizz. Fizz got the guy. So good job there. They're still going after kale, aren't they?
Easy, partner.
Oh no. Oh, that shark just devoured. Fish guy OP. Oh, Fizz. I love a good Fizz. So, this is Renekton. As you can see, I told you he's a bruiser type, tankish type
I ain't
person.
got time to bleed.
But this has sort of been an introduction into it. Now, you might be wondering, well, what is that tin next to your name? Well, you level up as the game goes on, and then you can level up your abilities as according to what your level is. Each time you level, you can level up a new ability, and then you have ultimate abilities you can use. And I tried to show you all of the abilities I can use there. Please report. I don't know what we're reporting, but okay.
I ain't got time to bleed.
So we're just gonna keep pushing mid because we can. Now, if you are starting League of Legends players, things I can tell you to do and not to do. One, let's see here. Don't dive turrets unless you have minions with you, which means don't run under this turret unless there's minions with you, and don't attack enemy champions under turrets too. That is something crucially important, extremely important. And I would advise that you running. That you play by yourself and don't play with 30s until you're a higher level. The reason I say that is because level 30s, we will get mad at you if you suck. It's just known fact. We will not be happy, and you're gonna play against harder opponents than you normally would on your level. So try and level up without us. We will definitely play games with you though, if you really want. If you're a good enough friend, but 30s will definitely be mad at you. As you can see, our Fizz leaving there because we were getting dominated so hard, or maybe he DC'd. Who knows? But I believe he did quit. So those are some tips right there for you. And one is last hit. Don't just go in lane and auto attack the minions. So I would just like to say thank you all for watching. I am G-Monkey, and subscribe if you like this. Tell me if you want to see more League of Legends stuff, and I'll see you all next time.